on to my next dog. So we had a dog that we got from the shelter. He was 8 months old. His name was Sebastian. And he was the cutest dog. He was a Beagle Boxer mix. When we got him, he was really skinny and scared. So for like a week straight, he would just be under the blanket on my lap, and I wouldn't move even if my butt hurt. But then, he's like, okay, this is a safe home. I'm happy. Let me start moving around and like getting into things, He was terrible at getting into things. He got into everything. He ate anything that he saw when it comes to food. There was this one time I had 2 boxes of chocolate Debbie snacks still in the boxes, unopened. I hid them. Well, I didn't hide them. They were in my nightstand drawer. I left one day, and this is before I put my dogs in a kennel every single time that I left the house. I came home. The nightstand drawer was open. Both boxes were torn apart, and there was no chocolate at all. So he ate everything, the plastic and everything. So that was like bad in itself. So over the years, he kept doing that, and I wasn't very good at keeping things at a high level where he couldn't reach. I know, terrible myself. I'm terrible. So that gave him liver disease. So that really sucked. And he was like such a sweet dog. Oh my God, he loved everyone, and I mean everyone. He loved cuddles. He would lick my husband's head every single night before bed. And that was his favorite pastime. In 2020, I was going to go get his teeth cleaned. And I noticed he had a loose tooth, so I wanted to get that one pulled. So when a dog is over the age of 8, they have to get a blood test to make sure that they will be okay going under anesthesia. And his blood work came back, and his levels were off the charts. And I mean off the charts. So he couldn't get his teeth done. So they put him under some medication, and he was on that medication for about 6 months, and he kept having to, every month before he got his new batch, he had to retest his blood, and that got so expensive in just 6 months. So guys, if you want a dog or a cat or any type of animal, you have to do your research. You have to understand they may get sick. And instead of just getting rid of your dog, your animal, you have to love them enough to take care of them. It gets expensive. So it came back to where he was diagnosed with Cushing's disease. And that is a condition associated with the excess amount of cortisol. So that made him drink a lot of water because he was trying to clean out his system. But if he drank too much water, that could kill him in itself. So for an entire year, it was a constant battle. Sebastian, I know you need to drink water. It's fine, but don't drink so much. So that was really hard to see him and being sick. He was 13, and you know, again, he could have lived a few more years if he wasn't sick. But since he was, we made the decision to stop medication because, you know, it was getting expensive in itself, and he was already 13. He already had liver disease. He wasn't getting any better. So we made the decision to say goodbye to him. But before I tell you which day and about that day, I will tell you about my next dog, Duke. So my husband, he went to a car mechanic, and she had a dog. She had a German Shepherd, and her name was Molly, and there was a stray Labrador Retriever. And they ended up having babies. So, you know, we already had a few dogs, and you know, we're like, okay, we're already spending this much on dog food, medication, everything. Do we really need another dog? You know, well, we can't help ourselves, so we picked one out of a litter, and he was so cute. Oh my god, he was so cute. Like I said, his name was Duke. We named him Duke. He loved to sleep. He loved his bed. He hated hugs though. Like over the years, I just kept trying to give him hugs. He's like, get off me. I'm like, no, come here. He hated his head touched. I'm not sure why, so that was a little weird. So I just kept like, kind of poking his head. I'm like, I'm touching you. He would run around and was like, no, leave me alone. You're silly. I'm like, no, you're silly. I know, I talk for my dogs. He also hated car rides. Even though he always wanted to leave, he hated car rides. I'm like, you can't leave until you get in the car. Come on, man. He was just so cute. Oh my god, he was so cute. He was so funny. I loved this dog so much. So much.